Alright, here we go. We are at our maths video. We talked about 3D shape identification. We talked about 3D shape properties. We talked about 2D shape identification. We talked about very little, but we did touch on 2D shape identification. That will not be needed for this worksheet. This worksheet is going to focus on 3D shape identification and 3D shape properties. So, first things first, make sure you have the Moon 2 page in front of you. Turn it around. Write your name. And then when you are ready, flip it back over. Good. The first picture. If a 3D shape has a point like this, what do you immediately know about the shape, grade 2? What type of 3D shape is it? It is a pyramid. If you said pyramid, congratulations, that is 100% correct. So it's some type of pyramid. Now we have to go look at our base. Now I know that this looks like a rhombus, but remember, grade 2, it's a 3D shape. That means what you see on the paper is not what it looks like in real life. It can be turned, it can be put on the base, it can stand in many different ways and many different angles. So that is not a rhombus. The base is a square. Okay, so now let's look at the names. A triangular prism, no. A cuboid, no. A cylinder, no, that is not a cylinder. A square-based pyramid, yes. It is a square-based pyramid. Why do we say that? Because it has a square at the base and it has a point, so it is a pyramid. We put those two facts together and we got the name. Good, and then they ask you how many faces. Now, they kind of gave us they did give us the behind lines as well. So now we count the faces. Remember what I told you yesterday. Imagine the shape in front of you. So first things first, my base. I will be able to put my hand flat on this base. If it was in front of me, I would be able to put it like that. So there's one face, because faces are where we can put our hands flat on. So the first things first, I would be able to put my hand on that base. So I already have one face. Now I need to figure out how many faces around. Now, since it's a square that has 4 sides, that means there are 4 faces that will be running up to meet the point. So we have our base, which is 1, and then our 4 faces on each side that run to meet the point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many faces? 5. I hope you guys saw this in your brain while I was talking about it. I hope you guys saw the shape in front of you. Alright, the next one. That is basically a box. But we need to look at this face, or actually any face, but this face. This is not a square. All of the sides are not equal. This side is longer than this side. So keep that in mind. It is not a square. Is that shape a triangular prism? Actually, I just want to do this. Is that shape a cuboid? Is that shape a cylinder? Is that shape a triangular-based pyramid? Or is that shape a cube? Write the correct answer. Good. Good, you wrote the name. The name of the shape. Now, faces-wise, imagine you are holding the shape in your hand. Let me just do this for you. They purposefully let out the dotted lines because they wanted you to use your brain and think about the behind. But I just kind of want to help you out with the first few. So, if you pretend you are holding it in your hand, first of all, pretend like you are holding your hand like this and the shape is resting on it. So there you already have your one face, the bottom one. Then you have to remember there's a top to the shape. So 1, 2. Then there are 2 sides, 3, 4. And then there are 2 sides on this side, 5, 6. So how many faces? 6. That's the way you should think about it. Think about holding it in your hand. Okay, I have the base in my hand. The base is already a face. Opposite the base, yes, there's another one because I would be able to hold it like this. So 1, 2, 2 on the side, 2 on the other side. Good, the next one. All of you know what this shape's name is, hopefully. Is that a cuboid, a cylinder, is it a triangular pyramid, a cuboid, a cylinder, a triangular based pyramid, or a cube? This one. What is the name of that shape? All right, and now we come to faces. We discussed this the other night. It was one of our examples. Pretend like you are holding it in your hand with one of the bases. How many surfaces does it have that you can put your hand flat on? Flat, not curved, flat. And then you write how many faces. Alrighty, the next one, this one. This face is a square. So that's something to keep in mind. This is a square. Not the shape, grade 2, only one of its faces is a square. The shape is not called a square. Okay, is that shape a triangular prism, a cuboid, a cylinder, a triangular based pyramid, or a cube? Write the correct answer. If you don't know these two, actually these 3, then we are seriously going to have to look into ways that we can communicate shapes better to you, because those are our basics. All right, how many faces does this shape have? Pretend like you're holding it in your hand. Spoiler, it has the same answer as one of the 3 at the top. How many faces does the cube have? If you hold it in your hand, you have a base. Is there a face opposite the base on the top? Yes. How many sides? How many surfaces on the sides of the shape? Count those, put them all together, and write your number. All right, we are moving on to the next one. This one. Now, immediately, grade 2, you have to notice something. I know that this one is a lot shorter. I almost want to say it's more compact and squeezed together. It's not a long tube, but that is a tube-like shape in the sense that it's one shape here, it stretches down, and it has the same triangular shape at the back. So if we were to draw our dotted lines, it would look like this. Oh, not so skew, but okay. That's what it would look like. So it has this shape, and then it kind of just extends a little bit in between. Now, what do we know about tube-like shapes? They are called a something. All right, is the name of that shape called triangular prism? Is that a cuboid? Is that a cylinder? Is that a triangular-based pyramid? Or is that a cube? Write down the correct answer. Alrighty, how many faces does it have? First, think about the one that it's resting on. There's a face at the bottom that it's standing on. Then there's a face at the side, at the back. Here's this front face that is making this angle. Then there's a face there at the back, the triangle, and there's a face here. So count all of those together. Oh, and write it down. How many faces does that shape have? Alrighty, now we are at the last one. You are supposed to only have one name of the shapes left over here at the bottom. Is this shape called a triangular prism, a cuboid, a cylinder, a triangular base pyramid, or a cube? We can see the point just like the first one. That should already tell you what type of shape it is. And then you have to look at the base to find the specific name. I'm hoping that this week's 3D shapes properties is a bit more clear to you. I know that it was something new when I introduced it, whenever we did it. I can't keep track of time anymore. But I'm really hoping that this week is kind of shedding a light on it and that it's becoming a bit simpler for you. I really hope so. Good, and then when we come to faces, the easiest thing to start with is the base. Think about it, it's standing on its base, that grey part, so there's one face. How many sides does this shape have that need to connect to the top? You must plus those with the base and then you have the number of faces. Alright, if you aren't finished, pause the video. If you are finished, well done. I can't wait to mark these and to see how you guys have maybe improved. Or to see who I need to help a little bit more. My point is, I feel like this went well. I'm really hoping it went well on your end as well. Let's head over to science.